everyone, this is K. Devendra Reddy, Assistant Professor in Department of Electrical Engineering. In this video, we are going to discuss about induction generator working principle and the types of induction generators. So before going to the discussion of the induction generator topic, just we have to quick review on induction motor slip. And we know the slip is nothing but it is the difference of speeds, that is rotating magnetic field as well as the rotation of the rotor. The difference of these two fields we can term it as a slip factor. And we know the slip of the induction motor is in between 0 to 1, and it is not greater than 1 and it is not less than 0. The induction machine will act like induction motor when slip is in between 0 to 1. And we have a term called a induction generator. That induction machine can also be acts like an induction generator. And these are the two conditions, and these are the things when induction machine becomes like a or behaves like an induction generator. When slip becomes negative, due to this, a rotor current as well as the rotor EMFs attains the negative values. So before into the slip negative, the rotor values are positive. That is in the case of induction motor, where slip is in between 0 to 1, between 0 to less than 1. In that case, the rotor quantities like rotor induced EMF as well as the rotor current were positive values. But when the induction machine will behave like an induction generator, only when the slip of the machine will becomes a negative value, that is less than 0. The prime mover torque becomes opposite to the electric torque, right? The induction generator, it is also called as a synchronous generator. But here, the induction generator is not a self-excited machine. It requires an auxiliary source which is needed from the external source, that is to supply the magnetizing current to produce a rotating magnetic field, and it also requires a reactive power from external sources. That is why the induction generator generally it is not a self-excited machine. It cannot be work in an isolated case. It must require magnetizing current to develop the magnetic field, that is rotating magnetic field, as well as the reactive power for the machine. So induction generator, we can make it as a self-excited as well. That is the case. We have classified the induction generators into isolated induction generator, or a self-excited induction generator, or non-isolated induction generator, that is not comes under the self-excitation category. It is not self-excited. That is called a separately excited. We can also use the term called the separate excitation is required for induction generator. So we can classify the induction generators into two categories. One is under the self-excitation case. Another one is separately excitation case. So the how we will make the separate excited induction generator into self-excited induction generator or isolated induction generator. In this case, we can make the the separate excited induction generator into self-excited induction generator by using capacitor banks for supplying the reactive power. Instead of the capacitor banks we are using to supply the reactive power to the induction machine, rather than an AC supply system is required. So this is the figure shows self-excited induction generator, that is called isolated induction generator. A bank of delta connected capacitor banks are connected to the induction machine, that is called induction generator. So which can supply the reactive power to the load as well as it can supply the reactive power for induction generator to make it as self-excited machine. And this is a graph which is showing the magnetizing characteristics curve of induction machine. And we know the importance of the capacitor banks which are connected, which can supply the lagging reactive power to the induction generator as well as the load. And let us draw a graph between the magnetizing current of induction generator as well as the terminal voltage. It will be initially non-zero value, that is started by point A, which is other than the zero value, and it is increasing into up to the saturation point. It is increased up to saturation point. Once it attains the saturation point, that is maximum value of the magnetizing current as well as the induced EMF in the generator, then it starts decreasing, that is, it is falling down and it is towards the x-axis, that is to intersect the x-axis at to terminal voltage is 0, that is called as a terminal voltage 0 with a specific magnetization current. And this straight line that represents the load line or a capacitor line of the induction generator. This is all about the induction generator characteristics curve. And let us looking into the what are the applications of induction generator. The self-excited induction generators are used in the windmills. This type of generators helps in converting the unconventional sources of energy into electrical energy. Windmills, that is one of the type of renewable energy sources. So in the windmills, the induction generators are the self-excited induction generators are used to convert your wind energy into electrical energy. That is not conventional case. The unconventional or non-renewable energy sources where you are converting your wind energy into electricity, we can use induction generator. That is under the case of self-excited category. And the externally excited generators are widely used for regenerative braking for horse driven by the three-phase induction motors. So externally excited means it is a separately excited induction generators which are widely used in regenerative braking system. And there are several advantages of induction generator. It has robust construction, they require less maintenance, relatively cheaper, the small size per kilowatt output power, and it runs in parallel without hunting. Like in the case of the synchronous machines, we'll have a hunting effect, but in the induction machines we don't have. That is, induction generator can work without hunting effect. No synchronization to the supply lines required like a synchronous generator. No synchronization to the supply lines is required like a synchronous generator. Disadvantage of the synchronous generator: it cannot generate reactive volt amperes that we have to supply by external capacitor banks which you have to connect. The capacitor banks are helpful to supply the reactive power required for generator as well as the load as well. The efficiency of the externally excited generator, that is under the case of separately excited generator, is not so good. We cannot use separately excited generators at a lagging power factor, which major drawback of this type of the generators. So the separately excited generators are not using at lagging power factor loading conditions. That is one of the major disadvantage of separately excited induction generators. The amount of reactive power used to run these type of the generators required is quite large. The amount of reactive power required for running the self-excited or separately excited generators are quite larger. That is why this is also one of the disadvantages. The capacitor banks we can use to supply the reactive power required for a generator as well as the reactive power required for load as well. That is a major disadvantage of induction generators. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.